Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're just joining for the first time, thank you for joining. Kindly hit the subscribe button, share your comments, join the conversation in the comments below and share with your friends.
Please engage.
Yeah, engage. Today's topic, we're talking about Kenya.
My dear sir, okay. The Kenyan protest, right? It sort of caught our attention because it shares similar parallels to what happened in Nigeria back in 2020 and what is even happening in Nigeria, right? And we just thought about how we could compare how the protest in Kenya is going and what we did and how we probably could have done it better just using Kenya, right? So if you don't know, they are protesting the death of some individuals, right, through police brutality. I don't know if you saw, one was recently trending whereby some police officers killed a protester. Like, they actually gave this guy a headshot. You would think that they were some sort of armed assassins, right, with the way they shot the person. And the person that they shot was unarmed and a protester and a civilian. Apparently, if he wasn't even a protester, he just happened to be in the area, right? Last year, they were also going viral for protesting the finance bill, right? So back in Kenya, a lot of things are being taxed upon. So I believe that they wanted to introduce something called a finance bill, whereby they wanted to start taxing some things, right? And Kenyan youths were like, what's going on? Overtaxing us, but we're not seeing the evidence of the tax. I think they said they wanted to tax things like bread, silly things, and the youth, revolted. And
so the protest started with just they were protesting the taxing.
They were,
tax.
Okay, that's where it started, right? And then they marched to like where their president stays, right? Obviously, they will call police
enforcement.
Unfortunately, some people lost their lives. A lot of people lost their lives during the whole protesting, and it was reversed. Then fast forward to this year, Kenyan police authorities arrested some influencer and he's a teacher as well. Apparently, initially they said he
committed suicide.
He committed suicide. They shall lied, and when they did autopsy, they found out that he died from like they beat him up and stuff. And then this enraged Kenyan youths again and led to protest. And that's where my initial story of them giving someone headshots started from. Right now, they are protesting again, but this is more of a memorial march, if you will, right? So just to sort of celebrate, I won't call it celebrate, but just to, what would you call it? To remember those that died from last year and everything like that.
I think Nigeria did the same thing now.
I won't lie, since 2020, right? I liked the energy we started with, and then it just seemed to have died down all over, and everybody's just slowly accepting that, well, Nigeria can never be great. Let's just leave the country. Seems like that's the only solution.
I think Nigeria also did the whole memorial thing for NSAS protesters that lost their lives during that NSAS protest. Right?
I'm very sure
they did the march for them.
That happened. Remember the day?
Yeah, like 2 years ago, I think.
No, the day of the protest. The day it happened.
The day it happened.
It was October 20.
October 20, yeah. I think
2020.
So one outlet was now during the protest, they shot somebody in the head. And that's one of the policemen. Fortunately for him and unfortunately for him, he didn't die. He survived the stuff, but he had brain damage. So it was like there's no point because he can't really function properly anymore. So yeah, that's actually very terrible. So one of the reasons why this kind of topic got my interest anyway was the difference in, I would say, seriousness when it comes to protests and their goals and where their focus is as a country. So Kenya right now, this protest has been going on for a very long time and they've not even backed down.
They've not backed down.
Just to make you understand why we are talking about this thing. So it's not about, Nigeria is not doing what Kenya is doing. I'm just telling you, making you understand how our priorities are shifting. It doesn't last. That's the point. It doesn't really last. So today we are protesting NSAS. Another day, we don't protest again when things go bad. Today we are protesting bad governance. Another day, we don't protest again.
If you even remember the entire protest, right? It started from police brutality, then it somewhat morphed into end bad governance, right? It almost seemed like we did not exactly know which one we were fighting.
Yeah, it was all over the place. So this is my own problem with, I'm trying to pick my words carefully here. This is my problem with protests in Nigeria specifically. Online, we are all keyboard warriors. We rant, shout, complain, blah, blah, blah. Then when someone says, let's go and protest, I'm like, who's willing to go and protest? We understand. You're afraid maybe because of the 2020 situation.
Process.
But we are not actually protesting the easily adjustable problems. For example, we've not been having consistent light as we should. I realized that Kenya specifically chose particular topics that they were ready to die for in a way. And they stuck to that topic. Maybe it's an inflation of tax and stuff like that. They stuck to it, they kept doing it, that kind of thing. So we in Nigeria, the protests that we end up creating or marching for are protests that like don't really have like, should I say, reasonable solutions. I don't know if that makes any sense. For example, end bad governance. How do you want to end it? Like, do you want the person that is there to step down? Is that what you're...
When I even think back, I don't even think we were even providing the solutions as to what we
exactly. There were no solutions. For example, if you say light is too expensive, whether band A or band B or band whatever, the whole light thing is too much. Please reduce light. We are not even getting enough light, so reduce the amount of light and blah blah. Data is expensive, as much as it's not a big deal for many people. Reduce the amount of money that you guys are making. It sounds cringy and stupid.
If you protest that, we will not say you broke.
No, it's not about being broke. No, to be fair, the only reason why these guys see that they can get away with anything is because nobody's talking about it and nobody cares. If we do like a match now.
Do you know how much apparently Airtel and NTE make out of Nigeria every day?
Like millions.
In the tens of millions. Not naira, dollars.
But because a lot of people are ashamed and they feel like, so they won't broke shame me or they won't broke profile me. Let me know. No, you will match because you know this wasn't how it was before. And it's something that, realistically speaking, the government can actually do something about it. They can make a deal with all these communication companies or create a new, Do
you know the only reason why the protests that happened that period happened at the scale at which it happened? If you remember, that was during COVID. Remember that was during...
they had free time.
There was a lot of free time. That's why students were like, younger people were...
Yeah, school has not started, so it was the youth that were more...
And I fear that we will never be able to get that kind of opportunity again in terms of the scale. Because I remember that time we had protested in several parts of Lagos, and then we had other states joining in. Everybody was protesting. But at some point, we started losing the essence of the protest, at least not before they killed people, like when the protests were still ongoing. Remember that it started becoming like crews. Some people were holding concerts.
Exactly. Some people were patronizing their businesses.
I'm like, this thing is beginning to lose what. Let's even make it a bit more serious. Kenyans were protesting something. They killed people. That did not stop them. They kept protesting. Things died down a little bit. Apparently, their police is out there, even worse concept, because those ones are kidnappers. But my point is the relentlessness of the protest, right? After that time, it's almost like people, we cower. We can no more do. At that scale, I'm like, I was thinking with the way they killed people, or more.
To be fair,
they kill one of their own or something.
There's one thing that I'll just admit, which is one, we are not Kenya. That's even another thing we can put as...
I know we're not, we're Nigeria.
As a defense, right? So we are not Kenya, we are Nigeria. Nigeria is like, even if we that are living inside, we cannot really believe it. Nigeria is like the face of Africa in a way. So there's a high reputation.
Why not say we get pride?
So there's a reputation that we have for democracy. When you think about democracy, it's Nigeria you think about, to be fair. That's one of the things that you respect Nigerians for. So there are certain things that will happen in Kenya that cannot happen in Nigeria. Let's just put that one out there. For example, police can't just go in the middle of the streets during the protest, put a gun to somebody's head, clock it, and you won't find that person. The person will not even leave.
If Nigerian police like, hold my beer.
No, seriously. And I'm saying this because if that happens, one, there's jungle justice. We all know. That police is not leaving that place. They will kill him. That's happened before, and it's definitely going to happen again. So the point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to like comparing countries, I just want to put it out there that we are not going to compare Kenya with Nigeria. Kenya, we can argue and say those ones are not as civilized as Nigerians are, right? So maybe their methods of protesting might be different, or whatever their topic might be different. Cool. But what I'm even saying is, even if we are going to protest, a lot of us have different priorities. That's why the protest will not work. We are not on the same page. We don't have the same goal. If I wake up today and say, can we go and protest high rise in data? Can we at least protest? Someone will call me foolish.
Everybody get the one way they do them.
Exactly. Light now is another issue. Light is very, very high compared to like 2 years ago. I feel like we can protest for that one, and the government can do something about it.
It's not even about lights. The general cost of living has increased, while spending power, rather what it is we used to earn, still largely the same. Like with the way everything became expensive, your earning power did not increase with it.
But should be the government has been trying to increase
that minimum is apparently not reflecting. But I know that they are putting things in place, like with the removal of subsidies, just to increase, the amount of finances or allocation rather. But the point that I'm trying to make is, it's almost like anything that happens, we accept. There was a time in this country, someone like that, snake swallowed money, monkey stole money. It's almost like the politicians wake up and say, you know what? Let me see how crazy of a lie I can tell.
Let me even bust
Get
straight.
away with it.
Let me bust straight. So you see that whole swallowing of money thing. If you did not see a trend on Twitter, would you know that snake swallowed money or anything about money happened? That's the thing. So we only like react to distractions. Because to be fair, when I first saw that, I was like, there's no need for me to know all these things because I really don't care. To be fair, because I really don't understand what's going on there. The only thing I can just say, which kind of story is that one, blah, blah, blah. That's a big distraction for me, personally. But the thing is, I don't speak for everybody. And most of these are politicians. It's like they know us very, very well. Once you do something, we adapt. Once you do another thing, we adapt. But I'll call myself a hypocrite because this is one thing I'll just accept. I'm a hypocrite. One, if it's called protest, I won't join you. That's just me, personally. I just don't know how to do it. I value my time so much to the point where when you say, oh, let's go and protest this and that, when I now like calculate the whole stress, except you give me someone like Erwin from Attack on Titan that will ginger me and say, see, this is the reason why we are protesting this and it affects you this way. That's the thing. We don't even have a face. Like somebody who is intelligent. Sorry, like I said in the previous video, Very Dark Man is not really my guy to like lead in a protest or something. I need someone who is intellectual that can convince me as an intellectual also that, okay, this is the reason why this affects you in the future and right now. And this is how we can get results. I don't want to protest without results. It makes no sense to me. Protest with solutions. Like logical things that even when you put whoever is going to like hear it in your front, you do, okay, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying and I know how we can make it work for you. No, oh, let's end bad governance. How? Oh yeah, how? We don't know. We just don't like what's going on. I'm like, how far now? So the whole Kenya situation, I just saw how passionate they were. At the same time, I was being objective about it. Like, to be fair, Kenya is not Nigeria. All these things, like, we're not as bad as them when it comes to democracy, right? Their own politicians are way worse than our own, if I'm being honest. But I've seen the way they live. I'm like, nah, I think I'm good where I am.
To be honest, I don't think Kenya is that bad, cha.
It's not that bad. But if you are saying, okay, do you want to switch nationalities? They're like, nah, I'm good. I like my Nigerian. I like being in Nigeria and I'm okay. Because the video of that guy just going to somebody who was not doing anything, I just shot him. Just like, I'm like, no, that's barbaric. That's completely barbaric. Because even as bad as Nigeria is, there's some policemen that, you're just on your own. They can't just come to you and say, "Pah." Does it happen?
I'm very sure someone will point and show us videos and disgrace
you can show me. I've actually not seen in all the trends of Twitter in Nigeria. I've not seen that a policeman went to a random person that was not doing anything and just put gun. He did not even move. He did not fight. And just put gun and blast the person's head and walked away for no reason. It might be like a very wobbly topic in the way we're communicating, or I personally was communicating, but I think I kind of tried to drive home my own personal point, and I think that also drove his point. So that's it for this video. Why are you laughing?
Why did you end the video? Why are you ending the video like?
No, it's just clarifying now.
You're like a job.
No, we'll end it now. I'm just trying to clarify that there are a lot of people who misinterpret what we are saying. And even if you're going to clip it, at least there's evidence that somebody will come, watch the full thing and say, okay, I understand what these guys are trying to say. That's for the video. Let us know in the comments what you think. Share with your friends. Engage. Like my boy here is saying, you guys don't engage. It's like you don't care about us. It's fine. God will judge you. See you guys next time.
All right, bye.
Peace.